All right, family. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings to everyone. Glad you could make it. This is your brother Supreme X with another weekly Thursday night broadcast of separation and independence, where we go into solutions. Just something that could help us out, regardless on how it might be received or whatever. We just want to provide a solution in far money. So we want to go into and dwell into some things that could help us out, that we could take a look at, because if we haven't tried it, then we can't say that it won't work. If we haven't did it, then we cannot say that something will or won't work, right? So I like to thank everyone from calling for coming to this live stream. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And I want to thank all of the supporters. I want to thank all of the people that have supported us over the time. I want to thank all the new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, Forward Money, and please make sure you follow us, because we're just getting information out. We're bringing a solution that nobody's really talking about, especially in our community. Nobody's talking about it, and nobody's highlighting it. So that's what we and Forward Money have taken up, and that's what we are bringing to the table. So I want to thank everyone for joining. This is going to be a powerful pack broadcast tonight, separation of death, and the title and the subject that we're going to deal with tonight. I know this hit everybody by surprise, but yes, we're going to get into why did Minister Farrakhan asked for 100 millionaires 22 years ago in 1998. That's our topic. We're going to get into that. So you still want, you definitely want to stay tuned, plug in, listen, and just pay attention. And if we saying something that you agree with, hopefully we will say a lot of stuff that you agree with. Please support us and subscribe to our YouTube channel and help us keep this information coming, right? So separation or independence. What does that mean? Separation and independence meaning for us to separate and be a free nation from our slave masters and our former slave masters and their children, we have to look at ways what got us tied to them. So us in Foreign Money, we know one of the reasons that we cannot get free is because we got 100% faith in their monetary system. So we love the Benjamins, right? They go a Benji here, Benji. We love them, right? This paper, right? So one of the main reasons that we can't find out or seem to get out of this rat race or get any type of independence is because we are solely relying on this dollar when this is a tool of him, right? So we broke that down last week, and I thank everyone for sharing out. We had a major broadcast Tuesday night with our business and warfare broadcast, and these two broadcasts, they are similar. I won't even sit here in front like they're not. They are. So let us get started. I I started the organization Forward Money with my brother Leon 1X, and we started this in Birmingham, Alabama. And we got involved into a e-commerce trade and commerce company, international. What it freed us up, so I haven't worked, and I've been out of the rat race. I've been out of the tax scam, the inflation scam, because the dollar is inflation itself. And I have got a lot of financial literacy. So one thing that we provide a means for you to get out of debt, for you to get out of the taxation scam, for you to safeguard and hedge yourself against inflation, and we give you real financial literacy, right? We give you financial literacy that a lot of people don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to say it like that, but a lot of people don't have it because we're dealing with the secrets of money. We're dealing with the science of business, the science of money. We're dealing with the science of warfare, right? So these are some of the services that we provide. And once you come in and you plug in and you start to listen, you get this awakening. You start to understand and see that, man, what we was taught in the public school system, was all the trick to make us work for a dollar that has no value. Now, nothing that I'm saying, yes, I am an active member in the Nation of Islam, but like we said last week, I do have my own business. I am an entrepreneur, right? So I'm just trying to correlate and show the relevancy, the congruency that run with our business and that run with the teachings of the Most Honorable Muhammad taught to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I raised their words. I'm not nothing that I'm saying comes from me. Nothing that I'm saying I figured out on my own. I got it solely from studying the teachings of the Most Honorable Muhammad. So I want to just make that clear. I'm not wise. Well, brother, you go by the name Supreme. I go by that name because that was the brand that we started, and we just changed the name. That's all, right? So these are some factors that we want to get out. So before we get into that, the basic of this topic is what the Muslims believe that you can find in the final call. And if you haven't got your addition to the final call, please go do so. You see the link going by. This is a digital final call, $13 for 90 days. The paper come out once a week, every Tuesday, and it is a very, very blessing to be able to get real information, real news, facts in real time every week. We really give you the news. We give you the tomorrow headlines today. So you can get what's going on, what's going to happen tomorrow today. So this final call newspaper is very important. So please support it. And it is an international black newspaper, no outside sponsors, no outside advertisement. Nothing helps the Nation of Islam get this paper out to the masses. And why I have to do this and have these type of streams, because I was a full-time final call distributor in my community. Full-time, right? I didn't go out once a week. I didn't go out twice a day. I'm saying I was full-time. So due to the pandemic, we haven't been out with the physical final call. So alone, I'm missing at least $1,000 a week coming into my household from distributing the final call newspaper. So yes, I have been affected by COVID-19. However, I did have a home-based business, an online business, to let everything pan out, and Allah is the best of knowers. So I do want to still bring attention to this newspaper since I can't get out with the physical paper. And it is, I mean, it had become a custom for 3 years, doing it at least 5 days a week. Sometime for like over a year, I was going out 7 days, hot, rain, cold. It didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? I went out and was out there delivering this word to the people. So, and I was effective at it. So please believe that I had to do something to still bring light to this final call newspaper, because it changed my life. This is one of the tools that I had on my final prison bid before I became resurrected and got the knowledge of self and applied the knowledge of self. And the final call newspaper was a major part, major element, a major tool that helped me clean myself up and be the brother that I am today. So now I'm a father, I'm a husband. All of this is credited to the teachings of the Most Honorable Muhammad in this final call newspaper right here in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because that's one of the things of the services that the Nation of Islam provides for our people. They clean us up, and they give us civilization, and we are taught civilization, and we have to be civilized to remain in the society. So coming out of prison is a real struggle to stay in the ranks. And today, this year marks my 3-year anniversary of being official registered member in the Nation of Islam. It'll be June the 15th, so I got about a week or so left, and that I'll be celebrating a 3-year anniversary of being a registered member in the Nation of Islam, right? So we want to go after what the Muslims want, the Muslim program. So this is where the separation comes from. So we want to know what the Most Honorable Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they put this before our people, and they said that this is what justice look like. So we got to know what justice look like. And I didn't get a chance to pull up the article, but pay attention and stay tuned to our page. Tomorrow, we're going to do another live stream, because I got some more information that was released and sent to me today about how you have all these billionaires that made $525 billion in the last 3 months. So we're going to go into that. And you got Robert Johnson. I think he's Don't quote me on this, but I think he's one of the son of Mr. Johnson, the man Ultra Scene Johnson and Johnson, the founder, our black brother entrepreneur who was major successful, highly successful. I think it's his son, uh, Robert Johnson. He had commented and said that talking about reparations that we need $14 trillion, that the government owe us $14 trillion. Family, listen, it's way more than that, but $14 trillion of this worthless dollar right here, that can't give us no justice. Because if they was to print 14 trillion more dollars, then we probably wouldn't even have nowhere to spend it. So clearly we don't need to take that advice. But we do need cash as long as it's accepted. But what we need and what the Moshe Muhammad taught and the minister continually has taught us is we need land. We need territorial land, and this way it comes from the Muslim program. So let's get into it. What the Muslims want, and I'm just going to read part of it dealing with the separation part. What the Muslims want, this is the question asked most frequently by both the whites and the blacks. The answer to this question I should state as simply as possible. Number one, we want freedom. Now, if you don't understand what the word freedom really means, go look it up. We want freedom. We want a full and complete freedom. Number two, we want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed, our class, our color. Number three, we want equality of opportunity. We want equal membership in society with the best in civilized society. Number four, we want our people in America whose parents or grandparents were descendants from slaves to be allowed to establish a separate state, a territory, or their own, either on this continent or elsewhere. We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to provide such land and that the area must be fertile and mentally rich. We believe that our former slave masters are obligated to maintain and supply our needs in this separate territory for the next 20 to 25 years until we are able to produce and supply our own needs, right? And I know a lot of folks saying that ain't real. Family, your tax money been taking care of Israel, the Israelis, since 1948, and they haven't did nothing for us, all the American people, or did anything on this soil at all. So yeah, your tax money, half of your tax money, that's where it goes, to the military and Social Security and to Israel. Since we cannot get along with them in peace and equality after giving them 400 years of our sweat and blood and receiving in return some of the worst treatment human beings have ever experienced, we believe our contribution to this land and the suffering forced upon us by white America justifies our demand for complete separation in a state or territory of our own. We want freedom for all believers of Islam now held in federal prisons. We want freedom for all black men and women now under death sentence in innumerable prisons in the North as well as the South. We want every black man and woman to have the freedom to accept or reject being separated from the slave master's children and establish a land of their own. We know that the above plan for the solution of the black and white conflict is the best and only solution to the problem between the two people. Number six, we want an immediate end to the police brutality and mob attacks against the so-called Negro throughout the United States. We believe that the federal government should intercede to see that black men and women tried in white courts receive justice in accordance with the laws of the land, or allow us to build a new nation for ourselves dedicated to justice, freedom, and liberty. Number seven, and I'm going to stop here. As long as we are not allowed to establish a state or territory of our own, we demand not only equal justice under the laws of the United States, but equal employment opportunities now. We do not believe that after 400 years of free or nearly free labor, sweat and blood, which has helped America become rich and powerful, that so many thousands of black people should have to subsist on relief, charity, or live in poor houses. We want the government of the United States to exempt our people from all taxations. As long as we're deprived of equal justice under the laws of the land, why should we be paying taxes if we're not getting no justice? This is what the Moshe Muhammad put, and this is what the Nation of Islam stand on, and this is our stance to everything that's going on everything that you see going on in the world, everything you see going on in Black America. This is our stance, family, and it hasn't changed. And it's been our stance since 1930. So please support that paper, get that paper, read that, study that, and that way you can know more about what the Nation of Islam Foundation is and what it is built on and what it is structured on. Okay, so now let's shift gears and let's go into the topic, right? But I wanted to set the tone and know where we get this broadcast from. And, we need to do more of these. These are the type of discussions that we need to have, because what's going on, we can keep regurgitating information, keep doing everything that we did and ain't getting no results. Family, we got to try something different. We got to demand separation and we got to unify, right? We got to come together. Our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. That's what the Most Muhammad said. But let's shift this because we in Fard Money, we specialize in finance and economics and group economics, right? And we finance that. And we finance in entrepreneurship and showing people how they can, get free or get their time back. Because one of the things that we have to learn is that when you work a job, you are not free. I know that might hurt some folks, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I worked the job before. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a legal means of getting paid, but just knowing that we was brought over here in 1555 to work for white people, right? So how long is that trend gonna stay the main thing until we come up with something better, or we see something better that can free our people and give our time back, and then maybe we can free up the brothers and we can police our own community and we can get these road cops out of the community. But until we see that, until we can see economy or see a system outside of America, not controlled by the central bank, and we can circumvent the dollar debt system, then we might can experience true freedom, true independence, and we can really totally separate then. Because to separate meaning we had to separate from everything that got us tied to the enemy. Until we do that, we will not experience total separation. Remember, the thing said total separation, right? These are one of the factors that we have. So why did Minister Farrakhan ask for 100 millionaires? Now, first we got to look up the word. We got to know who Farrakhan is, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is. And I'm not an expert in it. I'm just a student in his class, right? So to know the minister, the word minister means to administrate, right? It's like if you over a certain field of on a medical service, you're an administrator. You go to the administration to get pills, to get medicine, right? To get healed. You go to the administrator, right? So the minister is a minister over the spiritual resurrection of the black man and woman, not just in North America, but of the whole world. So we got to know he is to administer and heal our ears with a word. And we have to go and apply and correct ourselves. So we can hear him say, he can say everything he needs to say, but if we don't go and apply the principles, then we won't see the transformation take place in our life, because we're not going to change unless we stand up and change our own condition. That's on the individual level and on the group level too, because he has been on the front line longer than half of us been born. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad is like 67, but the minister been pushing and on front line and a revolutionary for black people in America, in the world, when my daddy was like 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that just showed the significance of this man and the value of this man and why God has blessed him and blessed us and given us mercy to have this teacher, leader, and guide, clear guide in our midst that was willing to go through what he needed to go through and to challenge the powers that be to make sure we get resurrected. And not only that, but he is a clear example. Do y'all know the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan never had a traffic ticket? I'm going to say that again. He 87. He just turned 87 May the 11th. He hasn't had a traffic ticket, family. Not running a red light, not running a stop, nothing. He hasn't did nothing like this. So why is he so villainized and hated, right? Why did the enemy want to keep you away from him? Why did he want to keep you away from the Muslim program? What is it about it? You know, we release books. We got these books here. Why did Jeff Bezos take this book off the shelf? Why you can't go to Amazon and buy this book? And I say, if you want to know about banking, network marketing, if you want to know about trade and commerce, please go get this book. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 2. How Jews Gain Control of the Black American Economy. Now, we are at war with them because they got control of everything. And they got control of our economy. Why we don't circumvent our finances? I mean, not circumvent, but why our currency, our funds, or our income don't circulate in our community? Where does it go? Arabs, whites, Jews, Indians, foreign Africans. This is where our money go, right? Because they got the stores, they got the real estate, they are the landlords, they got the apartments, they got the homes, they got the stores, they got the commercial property, they got all of this stuff in our community. They got the gas stations, they got the Burger Kings, the Walmart, the McDonald's, the what the other place, Taco Hell. They got all of this stuff, right? So how? So why did the minister ask for these millionaires? This was 22 years ago. So I won't go no further than that. So let's get into the clip.
Until we have the college level on the University of Islam. And if you help me by doing what you can in the economic field, Muslims, you shouldn't be around here looking to white people to give you a job. Go look in message to the black man and the economic blueprint. And if there are 4 of you, 6 of you, 8 of you together, pool your resources, go into business and set up business all over the south and west side of Chicago. I would like to see at least 100 millionaires among the Muslims in Chicago. If you're rich, I'm rich. And I can always come and tell you about the needs of a nation. But if you poor and we poor, hell man, we can't be around here poor. I want to see rich Muslims. And if you obey Allah, there's no reason why you can't make a business successful. You just have to get up and stop being lazy and trifling and go do something for yourself. So we're going to put together a trade delegation of Muslims and, well, everybody's a Muslim, but there are those who have not confessed Islam, but they are brilliant in business. We made promises to governments, and we're going to fulfill our promise. There's all kinds of investment opportunities. Diamonds, gold, uranium, oil. I mean, you name it, Africa is open. And the Europeans are coming in with money and they're taking Africa. Well, why can't we go? They're ready to sell gold mines to us. They're ready for us to develop gold. Well, where's Michael Jackson? Where's Shaq O'Neal? Where? We need to pull our money people together and let's do some business now, because we can't build a nation on the charity of the believer. We can only build a nation on a strong economic foundation that's built on business, agriculture, agribusiness. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, family. So what we heard was pretty clear. So let me address this brother right here because we do have a detractor that had drawn the string. So let me address this brother. Sidebar.
How would you like to help
Hold
local
on.
businesses and get compensated?
All right. So let me just address this brother. Sidebar. Since you saying the brother Case, whoever that is, Case Richardson, right? For one, our money don't go to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, right? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan provides a service for our people, so he should get rewarded for that, right? He gets a reward for doing the will of God in our midst, first of all, right? So second of all, he has did more work for the black community than anybody before him or after him did, right? Right? You talking about taking brothers out of prison, hard up criminals, brothers that you would not stand next to. You would not say that if we was in the street and with Farrakhan, you wouldn't even say that because we'll be at your door. However, he has civilized us, and we knowing that we got to love you more than you hate yourself. So you say ignorant stuff like that. You don't understand that the man has a sanction on him like he's a foreign leader. In the United States, you can Google all of this stuff, man. Stop listening to the media and do the proper research before you say certain things. The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has farmland that you can get the good, pure food, raw food, good food, wholesome food. You know what I'm saying? Quality food, not the food you getting at Walmart, not the food that you even getting at Publix, right? He got the best organic farm in the world for black people, right? And he has a farm, the ABLE program. Well, it ain't even him, it's the nation, the ABLE program in the stable goods. And you don't have to be a member in the nation to order food from this platform. Now, he don't have enough, we don't have enough farmland to supply food for everybody, right? The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan started the Final Call newspaper by Morgan's house twice. So he put his family in jeopardy to make sure we get a newspaper, a weekly newspaper. It used to come out every other week, but now it's a weekly newspaper, right? For the resurrection and the mentally, and to have our own media platform so we can fight against white supremacy, because they number one tool is the media that you got your information from. This is what it is, right? So, and he has set up Muhammad University of Islam, where your child can be taught the knowledge of themselves at 5, 6 years old, right? This is an independent school. And the sacrifice that he made to do this, and the money that he used to go and get a lot of this property back was from money that he got from Muammar Gaddafi. He didn't get it from black folks to get that. Matter of fact, when he opened up the Final Call, he didn't let the believers put nothing in that building but a chair. That's all you had to do, a place for you to sit. No money raising for you, nothing. He did this on his own. He mortgaged his home to get us a building and then to produce the Final Call newspaper. The first Final Call newspaper edition. In 1979, the minister wrote the paper from cover to cover. So we don't want to get to taking shots, not knowing what the man has did. He has made friends for us all over the planet. Now you got us being respected and liked by people all over the world because of the work that of Minister Farrakhan. Because of his connection, him going to negotiate with these people, right? So don't come at us with what you heard from his enemies, our enemies, talking about what he did. Well, how much money have you sent the nation? How much money have you sent the nation? $20, $100? That ain't no money to do nothing with. The minister has set up platforms and set up institutions to teach and train us how to be men, how to be women, how to police our community, how to do for self. I'm a living witness to what he has did. And I got this in prison and I hadn't sent the nation one penny. And I applied what was being taught on the DVDs, what was being taught in the books, what was being taught in the paper, the principles, and it changed my life completely. So if you ain't applied nothing that he said, it's more than talk. It's talk to you because you won't submit and apply the principle. So you ain't gonna see a change. So the reason the majority of y'all don't like Farrakhan is because he stands for something and he's disciplined. And to be with him, you're gonna have to be disciplined. You can't be a nigga. You can't be a Negro. You can't do what you want to do. Because no civilized man want to be around somebody that's not civilized when we're trying to save our people. So separation and independence means separate from people like that. Because that was not a question. That was a statement that this brother made. You feel what I'm saying? That was his statement that he made. You're going to learn a lot from the newspaper. Get you a newspaper. Get you a newspaper and read it for yourself. So don't go to talking about he ain't did nothing, family. When you got independent black schools, the reason, do y'all know? Hold on, let me tell you about something else he did that you probably don't know, right? That you might then know that Minister Farrakhan did. Did y'all know that Minister Farrakhan, the reason that we even had a black president is due to his integrity, his knowing his security in himself, that Obama walked into the White House and did 2 terms. You ain't see, a lot of y'all don't even know that. Do we have to pull out the picture with Minister Farrakhan with Obama when he was just a senator? That if the Zionists would have got hold to that, Obama would have never been the president. Matter of fact, after Obama got out and the minister let the picture be released, the Jews came out and said, "Oh, we can't believe it. We didn't know." They was just blown because they know for a fact Obama would not have been the president if they would have got hold of that picture. So now, so just that alone, that's a man that is comfortable in his own skin. And Obama denounced him on public TV, and he still didn't smash his campaign. There's a lot y'all need to know about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But you got to go do the proper research so you can see him for who he really is. You don't believe the enemy. Don't believe the haters, the detractors, the ones who don't like Farrakhan. Don't believe the brothers who was in the nation and then they fell out with the nation. Don't believe them. No. Believe the one that is still with him right now to this day. And I can go on and on about stuff the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did. No, just like what one brother said, Martin Luther King wouldn't be with Farrakhan and all this here. Do y'all know that the SCLC, Martin Luther King organization that is headed by Martin Luther King III, Martin Luther King Jr.'s son, is headed by him, that the minister saved him from going bankrupt? They called Minister Farrakhan. They called T.D. Jakes. They called Creflo Dollar. They called Minister Farrakhan, and Minister Farrakhan didn't make no public display of that. But he's a Muslim. Why is he saving a Christian organization? Y'all got a lot to learn about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's just some of the stuff that the minister has did. Just some of it. You feel what I'm saying? Please, yes, that's right, Richardson, Obama. You need to go and do your research. We got the facts to prove it. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get back. But we had to do that because when anytime somebody step out there with ignorant statements that they got from the enemy, see, this is enemy. See, we got to separate from people like this. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't just about separating white people. We got to separate from Negroes too. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna make it now. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Why? Because everybody still got the enemy in them. A lot of us got the enemy still in us when it comes to another black man. So we always look for fault before we look for the good. We don't like to settle on the best part, right? We don't. Why we can't just settle on the best part? You feel what I'm saying? Just like if you don't like foreign money, why you just don't settle on the best part of foreign money got? You ain't gotta like me, just like what we bringing to the masses. Settle on the best part. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking at me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just delivering the message, right? I'm just giving us something to think about. I don't know. I can't give you the correct answer on why the minister asked for 100 million there. I can only give you from my study and research and observation of the minister observation of building a nation, observation of who our enemies is, what this could be leading to. I'm not 100% right because I'm not in his mind. But anyway, I am a student of him. So, and I apply the principles. So let's get after this. Family, I believe he asked for 100 millionaires because, for one, let me pull up the United States debt clock. For one, to be a millionaire, it ain't just about cash, right? It ain't just about cash when you talking about millionaire status. It's a mindset too. So we believe that he was talking to a certain mindset when he's saying 100 millionaires, right? And he asked for that just in Chicago because Minister Farrakhan has a lot of ideas that will let us build institutions and build institutions that challenge this world, right? But you need funds to do that. You need capital to do that. To do anything in America, you need capital, right? So you can't go into a war with the man that control the currency supply, right? The man that control the currency, the man that got the dollar in his hip pocket, the man that got the dollar, what is it called, monopolized, weaponized, and they have weaponized the dollar. The dollar is a weapon now, right? So how you gonna go into war with him by yourself when you could be a millionaire, but you don't have fellow millionaires to help you and to use their resources, they leverage their resources, pull their resources together. So it's nothing if we got 100 millionaires. So we could just say each millionaire put up $1 million for this project, so we can take this community, take this city. That's $100 million. But if you're talking to working class people, they ain't got no money. They can't even invest 1,000 without worrying about where the money going. But you're dealing with a millionaire mindset, right? So let's put our money together. We can just ask for 100,000 out of 100. 100 times 100,000 is 10 million. Just out of 100 people. Now we can go and buy this property. We can buy this farmland. We can set up these institutions to challenge the institutions that got our people trapped in slavery, in modern day slavery, right? That's one of the reasons why. And we can say that, it got to be that only one man can only do so much with his finances, right? Only one man, he can only do so much with his finances. He got the nation up and going. Now it's the call for the help. But I need like-minded. I need people that's not afraid, you feel what I'm saying, to put their money somewhere that's going to benefit the whole of the masses of our people. Well, we can start producing homes. We can produce clothes. We can produce food. And then we can look to producing our own currency. Why? I pulled up the national debt clock. The national debt clock of the United States right now is $25,861 billion in debt, and it's going up. It will probably be at 26 trillion before next week this time, right? So the dollar is a weapon. So if the America is in debt, who is the debt going to? Who they in debt to? If I'm paying taxes, who am I paying taxes to? Am I paying taxes on the debt? Right? Now we read what the Muslims want, what we don't. What the Muslim Muhammad said that if the federal government, if they're not going to give us justice under the law, why are we paying taxes? But we still are. And we still can't get out of this rat race, and we can't still get free from these jobs that is oppressing us. We can't get away from these people that ain't building no system. We ain't building no leverage. So when you're dealing with a revolutionary, he needs help financially. But he can only survive so long with people that go to work. So we need 100 millionaires to do what? We need 100 millionaires. We need 100 millionaires so we can put money up somewhere and they ain't worrying about the profit. See, if I come to you right now with a deal that costs $1,000, the main thing you're going to talk about what I'm going to make back off of it. But if I take that to a millionaire going to look at it and say $1,000, here you go. And probably forget about it. right? That's why he said, so I can show you the needs of a nation, right? It's hard to talk to poor people about the needs of a nation because they always think he's trying to get them. I had person on the stream. You feel what I'm saying? So we got a real live case right here. A person ain't never did nothing, never gave nothing to the nation, but they thinking they know something. You know, like I heard a brother say, where did the money from the Million Man March go? What money? What money? But they calculated every dollar, every nickel that was spent, every nickel that was raised for the Million Man March, and the enemy wouldn't even release it to the public. Why? Because he wants you to think every black man in front of you is a robber. But you can't put that on Mr. Farrakhan. You can't put that on him. It ain't in his nature to be a robber, right? So we have to understand. So when we're dealing with that, we're dealing with the mindset. How can we separate and become independent when we try to build a nation from people who looking for a job? He just pretty much said, wait, we can't build a nation with the folks who just looking for a job. You out of work this month, you go to work next month, you lose another job, you back looking for a job rather than saying, you know what, I'm through with this job stuff. Let me try to leverage myself. Let me try to make some investments. Let me try to get involved in some type of system that's going to pay me while I work so I can eventually be free. Then I can do more for the nation. I can do more for myself, more for my family. Do you know with more money, you can help more people, right? More money, you can help more people. You can finance your ideas, right? You can finance your ideas, right? So if we can leverage the efforts of others, because everybody's leveraged to somebody, then we can build our own institutions, our own infrastructure. We can build a nation. You feel me? And he asked for that because business is warfare. So to get involved in business, when you get to a certain level and get so high up, you start clashing with the ones who control everything. So as Mr. Farrakhan rolls up as a revolutionary, now you start clashing with folks at every level. Boom, 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 boom. He's going up till you get high, till you get to that battle in the sky. That's the rulers. So when these books was released, you know what I'm saying, this is a declaration of war. Why? Because he's detailing how the people that really got your money, how they really controlling it, how they spending it, how they took control of it, right? Sidebar for a minute. How many people on here saw the movie The Banker? Man, my wife just watched it the other night. Shout out to the Wealth Builder. Appreciate that Wealth Builder worldwide, right? How many people on here saw the movie The Banker? Which supposed to be a true story. Was one brother in LA who got played by some white folks, right? He went into business with a white man to buy a big building, commercial real estate in Los Angeles. I'm just gonna tell you this, the main parts of it, so you can get an understanding that business is warfare, right? He went into business with an older white guy, but didn't put his name on it because they wouldn't allow. So he bought a business that housed by 8 banks or something like that. He bought the building, right? Him and the white man. The white man died, but his name is not on the paperwork. The black man's name is not on the paperwork. This is in the 60s. His name is not on the paperwork. So the family or the wife of the white man, you know, they cut him out. They told him he had to take this. That's it. You don't take nothing. That's what she told him with her lawyer, right? And he couldn't win in LA. Now, LA ain't the South, but, you know, they still run that, right? So, boom. He got so fed up and his ambition level rose. You know what? He said, boom, you know what we're going to do? He said, now I want to, what else did he do? No, he got beat out the deal. He had some real estate. He got beat out some apartment complexes. Yeah, that's right. My bad. He got beat out some apartment complexes. He got so mad when he got played out of that by the wife of his business partner that he bought the whole building. But they had to manipulate it and get a white boy, train him up, and get him the knowledge and the tools to go and buy the property. make the deal and all this, buy the property, but him and another black man really own it. The white boy's at the front man, right? Boom. They making all this money. They buying all this. They got all this. They got the commercial real estate, so they boom. They rich, right? He from Texas. He moved to Texas to, and I know you can see it don't matter. It's a good movie, man. You can see that more than one time, right? It's a very good movie, and it will let you understand the business. That business is warfare, but every level you get to, the fire gets hotter. As you rise, the fire gets hotter. So business is warfare. So to separate, I need people that's not afraid to go into business. Well, you ain't just looking for a profit, right? Because once you become a millionaire, you got a certain type of mindset. So you got to go and get with like-minded people that got an understanding on what business is. So when you go into business, if the Zionists got control of our economy, right? If they got control of our economy, then what? When you go and open up any business, you are saying this is war. I want to take over this, right? Even when you get the little store on the corner. But remember, when you get the little store on the corner, who own the land that you leasing the building to? So they'll let you get by with that. Because you got a store on the corner, you selling dev, you selling cigarettes, you selling alcohol, you selling tobacco product. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you get that. That's cool, you get that. You can have a restaurant serving pork, serving all this bad meat and stuff like that. They ain't tripping about that. You can own some properties in the hood where the average rent about $500-$600. They not tripping about that. But because you still got to circulate some of their profit back to them from taxes. And you pretty much leasing rent, you paying your property taxes through them. See the tax game. There wasn't no tax game before 1913. America didn't have no taxes till they came up with the Federal Reserve and they started printing fiat currency. If they're going to put America in debt, how are they going to tax the country? Who going to pay it? If a government can go in debt by some bankers, who going to pay the debt? Who going to pay the debt? Not the government, because the government allowed this to still take place. Ain't nobody came and changed the policies of the Federal Reserve yet. Why? Because no president has the power to change the policies of the Federal Reserve. You got to have Congress, the Senate, the White House, all of them got to be in one accord. And that's going to go against the Israelis because they control that, the Zionists. So they run America. Man, I know there's some hard truth here, man. So when you're dealing with a black man that's standing up against these people and he's saying, I need 100 millionaires, we need to make that call. This got to be the goal. I really want to help. I really want to help the minister. You feel me? I really want to help the minister. He asking for 100 millionaires. How can I become one of the millionaires? Y'all following this? How can I become one? I really want to help. I want us to be an independent nation. I need to be focused on being a millionaire then. That's what he asking for 22 years ago. So let's make the call. So we're saying, throwing this out to everybody, anybody that's listening. Whether you Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hebrew, Mexican, white, it don't matter. How many of us want to be a millionaire? I mean, really want to be one. Where your work ethic, where you will look for a system to leverage. A system is a tool. We just get in it and get in the system and get out of it what we need. We ain't caring about the face of the system. Because we're trying to get what we need, right? We're trying to set up trade and commerce. We're trying to do business all over the world. We ain't trying to just do business in our little city. Then we ain't separated. Right? We're trying to do business everywhere. All our people, just like he said on there, our people around the world want to do business with us everywhere. They want to do business with us everywhere. But what is stopping us? Mindset. We still got employee mindset. Baby, cut down, man. We still got employee mindset, right? Right? This is what's holding us back. Because we still running around here almost 500 years later looking for a job. And like I said, if you got a job, this is not a shot at you. But when are you gonna do something for yourself? When are you gonna try to build leverage? We can't keep selling the job to the next generation. We just had in 2 months, 3 months, you just had how many people lose a job? About 50 people, right? About 50 people lose a job, right? About 50 people, about 50 million people lose a job. Come on, man. So we're gonna still sell the job to the next generation? How we separate? See, we gotta separate here first. And then we gotta have an independent thought. And then we gotta start striving to produce independency. And how do we do that? We can't sell our children a job. We can't even sell that idea to them no more. We got to come up with something totally different. The sacrifices I'm making to build this brand forward money is for my children. All of the fruits of it, I probably won't even see it. They're going to see it. My grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, they're going to see it. Because this is going to pass down. That's something that's going to be from generation to come. Right? But I had to look for something to do. But how can we separate them? One of the reasons we can separate family is if we want real separation, we got to see how can we get around solely using this. Now, I'm not saying don't use this while it still has power. But what can we do to not just use it, to not just depend on this dollar? What can we do to not just depend on his food supply? Right? What can we do? Can we start gardening? Can we start farming? Can we start producing food? Even in the community, can we do this? But we have to look for something, some kind of way. And like I said, us and Farm Money, we are talking about this subject, dealing with currency and this type of angle at fighting the system back, is because nobody else is talking about it. Right? Yeah, people talking about, yeah, we need to shop black. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Good. We should do that. We need to do that. We should have been doing that. That's a must. Should have been a must. Right? All people spend money with their own people first before they go outside of their community. Hey, that's cool. But if it's still the dollar, it's effective, but how effective is it when the enemy controls this? So we need a new payment system. We need a new currency. If we're looking for total separation and total independence, we need a new currency. Do y'all know that Iranians, why America beefing with the Iranians so hard? Because they don't use this. And they don't have a central bank in Iran. This is one of the main reasons they doing it. And yeah, it's an Islamic Republic. Yeah. But one of the main reasons is the Iranians don't want to use this dollar. So they are already set up doing bilateral trade with Russia, with China, South Africa, Brazil, India. Yeah, they are already dealing with them. Matter of fact, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have made a mutual bank called the BRICS to circumvent this. This thing getting deep, man. This thing ain't got longer. So we got to look for ways right now, and we got to move quickly. But we don't want to be caught with a lot of this. You don't want to be caught with a lot of this, family. I'm sorry. I know we love it. You know what I'm saying? Who is this? Benjamin Franklin. I know we love him to death. But we got to do something swiftly, quickly, because this thing about to go. And you don't want to be caught with a lot of this. Right? It's like hot ball. Y'all remember playing hot ball when we were little? Throw the ball up and you catch the ball, you get hit. Y'all remember that? Oh, y'all in the hood, y'all should remember that. You know what I'm saying? That's an 80s game. You're for the 80s, baby. That's an 80s game. You throw the ball up, you catch the ball, you get hit. It's called hot ball. Right? This what this dollar is. Get off of it. You don't want to be the one caught with it. At the end of the day, are you gonna take a hit? Family, please understand what we're saying. So, with that being said, man, we want to thank everyone for joining, everyone for commenting, everyone for sharing this out. Man, we appreciate that. You feel me? We appreciate that. So we appreciate everything that is being said, everything, everybody commenting. Please, if you're on Facebook, please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, Forward Money. If you're looking for a way to get out of this, go to forwardmoney.com. The information is there for you can get out of this. Go to the final call digital.com, get you a subscription to the Final Call newspaper, support that paper, and get it. It's digital. It'll come to your phone from an app, and you can stay in tune and get the real information, the real news from your people, right? And support your people. It's that time now. Then if you want to donate some money to us getting form and feed more of our people, then you go to www.economicblueprint.org and you can donate whatever you like, man. $5, $1, $10, $20. You can donate whatever you like if you really want to see some real change and you really want to help us feed our people, shelter our people, then donate to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint. And like I said, if you want to turn your dollars into another sustainable, stable currency, go to forwardmoney.com, get the information there. If you want to become a business owner, if you want to become an entrepreneur and start stealing away from your job, if you're looking for a home-based opportunity, a cellular phone opportunity, go to forwardmoney.com, set up the request for more information, and a Forward Money representative will be with you quickly. We'll give you a call, just leave your number and your email, and we will get in touch with you and we will see what you want to do and how you want to go after freedom, because that's what we're offering. Everything that we're offering is freedom. The Final Call is going to free your mind. The Muhammad Economic Blueprint is going to free you out the devil's kitchen, and Forward Money is going to free you from the dollar debt system, right? So with that being said, family, we will see y'all Saturday night, and watch it. We got a live stream. We're going to do another live stream tomorrow too, and we're going to break down some of these billionaires and got all this money, and then we're going to go into, I'm going to pull that article about Robert Johnson, about how he talking about the government can give us $14 trillion. Man, please, what are we going to spend it at? Give us $14 trillion. They print $14 trillion more dollars, done. You don't see inflation. Where? Please, that'll put the country, what, $40 trillion in debt to what they showing us? We got to be careful who we listen to, family. That ain't it, family. We need territorial land. We want justice. We need territorial land. We not coming down for that. And anything that they give us, they need to give us our reparation. When they give it to it in the money form, they need to give us gold. Simple as that. We need gold, right? So that's what we're going to accept our reparations in, land and gold. If it ain't that, family, we got to still bargain and negotiate with them, and they got to be whooped to get it and to give it to us. So be on the lookout for that. Please support the YouTube channel. And we have the Future Money show that comes out every Saturday. We didn't have the show last Saturday, but we're going to do it this Saturday. It's every Saturday at 10 Eastern time, right here on these platforms right here. So please go and get that and go and subscribe and make sure you on that. What we're going to do, the Future Money, this Saturday night at 10, we're going to deal with some ways with cryptocurrency. We're going to look at cryptocurrency, look at other avenues for us to do something. But the main thing is, family, we are bringing a solution. We are bringing information that you need in this day and time, and that we need to talk about. More, we need to build on this, and we need to keep building on this. So with that being said, family, thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. If you like this, thumbs up, share it, like it out. Share it, like it, and subscribe to the channels. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Forward Money, and we also have a Twitter account, Forward Money. And we do have a business page. I know this is on my personal page, but we do have a business page. So see y'all on the next stream tomorrow night. Assalamu alaikum.